SCP-4099 is We Die in the Dark. This is actually part 1 of a 2-part series by SCP Illustrated that we're going to react to today, guys. Make sure to subscribe to SCP Illustrated, as well as me if you like reaction videos. And let's get into this one.
Description: SCP-4099 designates a series of documents under the title SCP Foundation Department of Abnormalities. The documents appear to be incomplete based on the dates of when they were sent. In SCP-4099, 2 individuals are frequently mentioned: a Dr. Harold Horton and Agent Evan Shane. According to Foundation records, there are no individuals under employment with these names, nor are there any mention of a Department of Abnormalities. Document 1, 9th of April, 19...
Dr. Horton, we picked up 3 more this week. They're sending us again the next morning for a debriefing of our mission stats. Not sure if this is part of procedure, but oh well. Bobby lost his arms to one of those things. They're probably going to discharge him for it. I forgot the designation of it, but it's in the files.
Lost his arm?
Speaking of which, here's those copies you asked for. If you don't mind me asking, why do you need them?
Document 2, 11th of April, 19...
In the military, you
Evan
get
Shane.
discharged.
I have heard that we might be transferring the abnormalities here in our facility. The director briefed me on their containment details and how they should be handled. That means you're going to live under the same roof as the abnormalities you contained.
Document 3, 13th of April, 19...
Captured, Doc. Not contained. I bagged these guys on the field. You're the ones that have to tag them. Anyway, expect the delivery soon. Let's hope the new guys get accustomed to their new home.
Oh my.
Document 4, 22nd of April, 19...
Dr. Horton, about the debriefing I mentioned a few days ago. Apparently, they've discovered another abnormality. It's somewhere in Portugal, if I recall correctly. On another note, how are the new guys doing so far?
So, this is
Document 5,
part of the Foundation
April,
or prior to the Foundation?
Evan, they seem to be doing fine. However, they appear to be acting much differently from when they were picked up. I'm going to do some testing on them. Actually, they're acting somewhat strange themselves. Something feels off about them. Whatever it is, once the testing begins, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Document 6, 29th of April, 19...
Dr. Horton, well, whatever it is, just make sure you're safe. I'm going to the debriefing room. Gonna meet the new general in charge of the operation, and hopefully I can come home now.
Document 7, 2nd of May, 19...
Fuck, Harold. I messed up, Doc. I messed up. Big time. I don't know what to do. I was told to do it. I was just following that fucking general. The bastard. He killed them. I killed them. The bastard issued a goddamn termination order on the whole place. Some of the folks in the unit are probably dead. I don't know. I don't know what else to do, Doc.
Oh my god, what happened?
Document 8, 3rd of May, 19...
Are you there? I've been trying to get in contact with you. I've tried calling the facility, but no one's answering. Shit, no one's responding. I'm a wanted man, Horton. I killed him. Fucking bastard killed a woman and the fucking children in that village.
Oh my god.
Made sure he suffered first before he ended his life, too. Harold, where the hell are you?
Good voice acting, man. I could hear the desperation in his voice.
Special containment procedures.
He kind of effed me up in the head for a minute.
SCP-4099 is kept in a secure safe class vault in Site 1. This vault is to be secured with a biometric scan to prevent knowledge of SCP-4099 from being leaked to Foundation personnel.
Alright.
Addendum 4099-1 Recovered Files. The following files were recovered alongside SCP-4099. The formatting closely resembles traditional formatting and containment procedures used during... Furthermore, the entities described in these files do not appear anywhere within the Foundation's database. Item 21486 Hotel India 007. Item displays aggressive and dangerous behaviour. Description of item: 6'2" tall, height varies due to the nature of the entity, 185 pounds, unknown age, appears to be in mid-30s, wears uniform typical of air raid wardens used in the 1940s. Said uniform appears to be heavily damaged or in a state of disrepair. Respiration often induces sounds of what can only be identified as raspy breathing. The pockets are filled with bullets and ammunition often used in a Sten gun and Vickers light machine gun. The entity appears to emit small doses of gamma radiation. The palms of the entity's hands are covered in a caustic adhesive that burns away human skin on tactile contact.
Oh, wow.
This adhesive has been chemically analysed as fluoroantimonic acid. Entity does not appear to run and can only walk. However, it is not known whether it chooses not to run or is incapable of doing so.
Okay.
Report.
That's kind of
First
scary.
sighting of the humanoid was reported by tourists in a diner in the Nevadan desert. Witnesses reported a giant yellowish-brown cloud headed towards the diner. Tourists allegedly approached the entity in an attempt to communicate with it.
Right.
The entity ignored all attempts at communication and continued walking. A recovery team was assembled by General Copper and dispatched in an attempt to contain the entity. Using the updated containment protocols regarding the handling of abnormalities, courtesy of the late Dr. Ketter, the entity was captured in the operation and contained in a temporary holding facility until a more effective containment facility could be used.
So this
as
was
a permanent
before the
containment cell.
Foundation was
The entity
actually
appears to be capable of secreting
put together
various
very
nerve
well,
agents and gases
right?
from its person. These gases do not appear to be anomalous in itself. However, the nerve agents are dangerous and are constantly being emitted.
Oh, wow.
Through chemical analysis, the entity has been known to secrete 3 nerve agents: Soman, sulfur mustard or mustard gas, and VX. The entity's wrists and forearms emit Soman. Sulfur mustard is emitted from its back, and the VX nerve agent appears to come from the filter cartridge canister of its mask as a waste product of respiration.
Wow.
All attempts at communicating with the entity have resulted in its unresponsiveness.
Sure.
Addendum. Personnel have reported experiencing auditory hallucinations while they are in the vicinity of the entity.
Okay.
Personnel have reported
This
hearing
is
men,
effects of
women,
the
and children
gas.
screams, gunfire, engine noises, Morse code, radio transmissions,
Oh, wow.
air
Actually,
raid
maybe
sirens,
not.
white noise, static frequencies, and even explosions.
So all military type ambience.
Item 97165 Mike Alpha 066. Item displays aggressive and dangerous behavior.
Okay.
Description of item: 5'10", if hunched 5'6", 120 pounds, unknown age, darkened grey skin, naked, no eyes or hair, elongated arms,
Look at his
elongated lips and mouth structure with very human-like teeth, emaciated appearance, abnormally large head for the body, and
Alien?
possesses a unique bone and muscle structure. Hands and feet appear human, albeit blackened in appearance, possible necrosis.
Necrosis.
No reproductive organs, anal orifice, ears, nose, or pores anywhere on its body.
Okay.
Report.
Alien,
The entity
maybe.
was first discovered in Antarctica. The entity was reported by Japanese fishermen, claiming to have seen a ninja on the ice.
Ninja?
Reports of the humanoid came back to the Foundation, where a recovery team was dispatched to capture the entity.
Okay.
The creature was then contained and moved to a temporary containment cell. The creature appears to have considerable strength for its body structure. The entity has been shown to tear off ligaments and muscle tissue during a feeding. Carnivorous, it views both humans and animals as a food supply. During a feeding, depending on which animal it has devoured, the creature temporarily gains said animal's traits. When eating fish, it develops gills, fins, and webbed feet, and gains the ability to swim and breathe underwater.
Wow.
When eating avian creatures, it gains bat-like wings. These wings, despite the size and shape of the creature, somehow give the entity the ability to fly.
Okay.
When eating human flesh, it gains intelligence and sapience.
Ah, okay.
The entity's mouth appears to stretch and distend beyond its physical capabilities, but does not appear capable of unhinging its jaws to consume prey.
Like a snake.
Instead, it opens its mouth and takes large bites in its consumption.
Okay.
The entity shows considerable problem-solving skills of varying levels of complexity. The creature has been known to speak, but only in the form of muttering and on occasions laughter.
Laughter? That's even worse.
Security and research personnel have both expressed concerns over the entity. Complaints have issued that the creature has been known to smile at individuals for long periods of time,
unnerving them. I guess so. I'm getting a nerve just looking at him.
A visual anomaly of the creature's nature. The creature can appear in contradictory locations when 2 or more individuals view it, however in close proximity to one another, usually allowing an estimation of where the actual entity is located.
Okay.
Complaints have been taken into account of the creature's nature. Item 71839 Charlie Alpha 102. Item displays aggressive and dangerous behavior. Description of item. Item appears to be a small vase of roses. The petals on each rose glows brightly, and radiates a reddish hue. The item has a small note attached to it that reads, "For Lucy." The object emits large amounts of gamma radiation.
Alright.
Report. The item was discovered in a flower shop in Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Reports came in of red maniacs terrorizing the townsfolk. A recovery team led by General Sampson were partially successful in containing the threat, as most of the agents in the unit had succumbed to the object's effect and had to be terminated. The item was temporarily placed in a secure holding locker lined with lead to prevent radiation contamination. The object's petals glow a dark red hue and emit large amounts of gamma radiation.
Right.
When a living being enters its light, the item immediately redshifts the being. Once redshifted, the being immediately succumbs to radiation poisoning and collapsing after only a few seconds of exposure.
That's a dangerous.
Soon after, the redshifted subject will rise from its position on the ground.
As a zombie?
Individuals afflicted with the item's effect are not only redshifted, but are also bleeding profusely from the eyes, nose, and mouth. Affected individuals under the reanimation effect also lack pupils, and their sclera are completely white in coloration despite the redshift. Individuals affected by the object are driven solely by the need to attack unaffected individuals. Affected subjects will attack by way of biting, scratching, and beating others with their hands. Some affected individuals also display remarkable strength for their stature, being capable of tearing off limbs with little effort. Addendum.
Look,
no
I just noticed the intestines.
Allowed to touch or even look into the container. All testing with the abnormality has been denied.
Right.
The rest of the file is redacted, so we're going to take a break.
Okay.
When we reconvene, we will open the unredacted file and examine the events of Addendum 4099-2, the exploration log of the facility from MTF Gamma 1, and Addendum 4099-3, the final recovered document.
So,
and that concludes.
There's a few different items associated with this SCP, and I don't see quite how they link yet. The idea that the actual Foundation is not referenced in a lot of the Department of Abnormalities stuff, but seems similar to it, makes me think that it might have taken place prior to the Foundation actually being structured as the SCP Foundation, back when they were just a group of the O5 Council before they were structured as the O5 Council that were containing anomalies, you know? Definitely interesting though. Very, very cool. And those red flowers seem... that seems like a very, very, very bad thing. I don't know if the actual... the red creatures can infect other things, but all in all, it does seem like it seems really, really creepy. I want to dive into part 2, guys. We're gonna do it when it comes out. Guys, make sure to subscribe to SCP Illustrated. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.